It's an honor to be able to sit here and share this bit of Black history. I just need everybody to look to their neighbor, look at your neighbor, and tell your neighbor, this is our history.
Our history.
Look to the other neighbor, tell them, this is our history.
Our history.
Now, with a little bit of Black joy, say to yourself a little Black attitude, a little Black excellence, say, our history. When we talk about Black history, we can't forget the stories of the Bible. The stories that have been told for generations, the stories that are often seen through a lens that doesn't always acknowledge the true essence of who these people were. You see, the truth is, the figures within the Bible, these powerful, influential men, are as Black as the soil that birthed them. Let's talk about Moses. Moses, the man who led the Israelites out of bondage, raised in Egypt, raised by Pharaoh's daughter, yet a Hebrew by blood. Then we talk about Egypt, the cradle of civilization, the cradle of civilization. This is where this story begins, in a land rich in history, but also extremely rich in Black culture. You see, Moses, he wasn't just a far figure off in a fairy tale land. Nah, he was connected to the very African roots that shaped this country till this day. When you imagine Moses, you see him tall, commanding, fierce in his leadership, standing before Pharaoh, demanding freedom for his people, like, say, bro, let my people go, or you gonna catch these hands. But we not done. Let's talk about David, right? The little shepherd boy who slayed the giant Goliath. David, the king who ruled with wisdom, strength, courage. You see, his story unfolds in the land of Judah, a people whose lineage goes deep into Africa's heart. You see, when he stood before Goliath, this fight wasn't just about strength. No. This fight was about challenging oppression. Standing in the power of his own identity and overcoming the odds. You see, his story is no different than the cloth of bona fide men and women of this day and the forces to be reckoned with throughout the stories of the Bible. His challenges are our challenges. His triumphs are our triumphs. He was undeniably a Black man who was standing on business for his people. Then we get to Jesus, we get to Christ. And they got a nerve to try to ban Black history, right? The most significant figure, not just in Christian faith, but in faith period. Yes, a man whose skin was probably just as dark as the people who live in that region today. He was born in Bethlehem, raised in the region of Galilee, both areas that were part of the African continent culturally and geographically. You see, Jesus is a person who lives and walked in the midst of Black history. You see, his teachings, his strength, his compassion, they resonate with us because they come from a place of struggle, a place of strength, and a place for love for one's own community. In the eyes of history and in the eyes of the Bible, Jesus Jesus isn't a symbolic figure of faith. He is the very reflection of the Black experience. What does it mean to be born into a race of ignored and neglected people, yet still having the very power to change the world within his hands? You see, the Bible is filled with stories of Black men and women. That's right. who defied the odds, overcame their struggles, and carried the weight of history on their shoulders. These men and women were warriors, leaders, visionaries. They were not just symbols of faith, but symbols of strength, resilience, and pride. You see, these stories transcend times because they speak to the very core of not just who we are, but whose we are. You see, they remind us that we too come from a legacy of greatness. The men of the Bible are our ancestors. Their triumphs are our triumphs. And their struggles are our struggles. You see? So when you hear the stories of the Bible, remember, they are our stories. That is our history. And when you scroll through the pages, we see ourselves not just in faith, not in the flesh, but in the feeling deep within our spirit. And that is something worth celebrating Black history for. Thank you.